So once again, it's wonderful to come together and to be in the group energy which is developing amongst us. So just allow that flow of spirit to move through you, simply by moving inwards with the breath. We relax down into the body, and the powerful light of spirit begins to move through. It is always there, but needs us to connect to it. The higher realms can send through its much higher light as they wish, but it needs someone at the other end to receive it for it to be useful. And we are learning to receive more and more. And the more we learn to open to receive, the more we begin to surrender. So we may ask ourselves, to what do we surrender? The ego feels it's given up so much, and yet it's through surrender that we find our freedom. For it may be called surrender to the will of God, but in actual fact we are simply surrendering to ourselves, our soul, our true self. And it is through surrender that life becomes divine, that we return to the beauty of the Christed light. For it's always been said that the ego self is the illusionary self. It is a separate identity that developed as we moved into separation, and this ego identity has been attached to our suffering more than anything else. We've lived in our lower chakras in fear of survival and so on, and we are now at a time where we learn to live from our higher chakras, bringing up the lower chakras into a higher frequency and a more evolved state. So feel within, at the deepest level of your being, and the deepest level of your high heart, your true self. A simple shift out of the ego mind into the heart and the other self, known as the true self, which has been so neglected. And you find there is a softness in there, a tenderness, a gentleness, like that of a young child. Its purity can still be felt. It has never been lost. So let us spend a few minutes closer to the soul, receiving through the heart the love, light, energy of the high heart. Ask your high heart to open to you. to be with you in your consciousness, and to merge into your consciousness, that your consciousness may become that of the high heart. Remember, there is nothing to do, to strive for, or to struggle with, for it cannot be got. It can only be given by grace, as you surrender all need to get anything, to do anything, and allow it to be given, to be received. The beauty of oneself within the high heart. You feel the purity in there as a young child. For the heart is free, the high heart is free from all identities that the ego is attached to. There are no memories there. And no judgments. It is still and silent, and yet feels complete. And as the heart energy is allowed to flow more, we feel the oneness with Creator, part of the Creator, embraced, loved. And we feel how amazing it is that we have been given our existence with our own consciousness, even our own free will. And the light of spirit flows through the body, through the chakras, through the energy fields of our bodies, through the aura, all that we are in our human condition, being filled with the light of the Creator, which is love, which is peace, beauty and joy. For the natural state of being is that of love and joy. As you move more deeply into that connection to your soul, to your true self, You find the peace that is there, the silence, and there's no need to change anything. You enter into the perfection of the eternal now. And as you do, so your consciousness expands, and you feel, you sense the higher dimension of self, which is able to show itself to you as you move upwards towards it, merging, surrendering to it. And such an expansion it is a beautiful place to be, and all lies within. We do not find it without. And the more deeply we move into the high heart, the more that opens up for us. It becomes very clear, the distinction between this self and the ego personality. There is no judgment of the personality, for we know we came here to experience that, for our growth, for our learning, and we simply feel love and compassion. And we wish to be in this frequency more and more in our daily life, for we know that our work is to bring the fifth dimension into the third dimension, to lift this planet and humanity out of its pain and suffering, to put an end to the suffering. And we can only do that from a place of love and compassion. And we are the ones to bring that to earth. And we do it first by achieving it within ourselves. And more of the light of yourself is entering in. The body needs to be relaxed. You're not looking for anything or trying to get anything. And the light of self descends. It may just be at the top of your head. It may be down through your higher chakras. Allow it to descend without resistance into your lower chakras and lower body, bringing it into your foundation. As you bring it down, Gaia connects to you. You feel yourself in oneness between the higher and the lower. And we hold that position of being that open channel, that bridge. And we rest in the divine flow and allow love to move through our hearts. Be aware from your crown upwards of your connection to your star system and to your multi-dimensional self. You know that you are so much more than the human self. And gradually more and more of who you are is able to enter and to be experienced. And the violet flame has filled our circle. Rest, relax, receive, allow. And when you feel ready, hold your energy and open your eyes.